all closed up in the bar,
Yeah, Gary's just getting rid of the stragglers. I know, Whippo, say what you like, but we do miss Jane. We three have been running around like headless chooks all night now, haven't we?
Too right, love. No time for the old tater-tate anymore.
You can say that again. Well, I think when we opened this place, there was Arnold Feather, me, and Les when he was on night shift. We managed all right then with three.
Come on, love. That was, what, 4 years ago? I mean, since then you become an institution. At a landmark.
You make me sound like Taylor Square. Taylor Round, more like.
Oh, well, I suppose I better go, love.
Yeah. And I, like the true lady what I am, will see you to the door.
Good night, love.
Night, night, Ducky.
Your attitude and demands tonight have hardly been those of a friend. Nevertheless, you shall have one final drink, and then you must leave.
There's a note here for you.
Note? Some childish prank of Giovanni's, no doubt. Would you read it to me, please?
Mamma mia!
What has the boy done now?
Carlo Lenzi, you and I, we have been fools. Blind fools. Listen. My dear father, so it is not enough that I steal the Moritza diamond. Also the Fairmont emerald. Still, you treat me as a silly boy with no brains. But tomorrow you will think differently of me. For tomorrow I shall be in possession of the Fabergé golden Easter egg from the Romanov jewel exhibition. You will say that this is not possible. Well, tonight I will show you that I am as good as you. As good, if not better, than the Raven ever was. Giovanni.
I can't believe it.
And you and I have been suspecting and taunting each other for weeks. While all the time your own son... You know, it is almost funny.
He must have gone crazy out of his tiny mind. I mean, the Romanov exhibition, it's impregnable.
Yes, didn't I read in the paper that the Cumberland Gallery had been equipped with a new alarm system?
Yes. The Dietrich Triple Alert. Just about the most sophisticated electronic alert in the whole world. The fool. The stupid little fool.
Where are you going?
I'm going to try to stop him if I possibly can.
Then I'm coming with you.
Wake up, wake up.
How Auntie Fly? Was it morning?
No, it's the middle of the night. Now wake up.
Why?
Because there's someone out there on the stairs.
Oh,
That door was locked when I went to bed, and it's unlocked now.
well, who can it be, do you think?
I don't think I know. It's the hooded rapist.
Oh,
Come on, Junior, let's go.
where?
We're to catch him in the act.
Oh, but Auntie Fly.
Out there, like a panther, waiting to pounce.
Oh, but Auntie Fly. Oh, Dad, chill. Oh, of course it's me.
What is the meaning of this?
Well, you never
guy?
go, Junior. Are you the hooded rapist? Of course I'm not the hooded rapist.
Herbert Junior.
What is happening here?
Yeah, but Auntie Fly said that you were.
Oh,
don't be stupid, Junior.
Look, what is going on here? What's the garbage doing here? Herbert Junior. No. Look, please don't stand out here in your disabilities. I mean, come on inside at once. What on earth has John, Miss Kincaid, to think about you?
But, Dory, I've got things to
Please,
do.
Herbert, at once.
What was all that about?
Search me.
I thought you two had a pleasant evening.
Yes.
Then may I wish you a very good night.
Good night.
Good night. Well, Ethan, as landlord of this establishment, have you anything further to add?
Only that Herb's nocturnal garbage collecting seems to have hit a slight snag. Look, love, you're going up. I just want to have a word with Debbie. I saw a light on as we came into the building.
Yeah, I noticed it too. See you later. Dawn.
Hi. And what are you doing up at this time of the night? You all right?
Couldn't sleep, that's all.
You're not worrying about Jane, are you?
Well, sort of, you know.
Well, then you mustn't, because she's just fine. I spoke to her on the phone this afternoon.
You spoke to her? Do they allow you to make phone calls?
Well, of course they do. It isn't a prison, you know. I mean, she's a voluntary patient undergoing voluntary psychiatric treatment. That's all. You can see her whenever you want or phone her whenever you want. Only, Not at this time of the night, but first thing tomorrow you can.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
Right, now, off you go to bed. And remember, Jane's in the very best possible hands, I promise you. No.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I will not listen to any more of this piano any longer, and I will not stay here until the three of you are ready.
Father.
Shh. Raise your voice. Set off an alarm.
No, don't worry, Father. I've cut the wires.
No. You only cut the first wires affecting the first two stages. This system has an independent third alarm circuit. Hence this. Tungsten.
Where can the input be?
It's most likely built into the wall itself. We can't waste time searching for it now.
But, Father, suppose that I...
Shh. You be silent. This will be a very long job.
You mean we have to cut our way through all this?
Well, we have no choice. It's the only way. Even so, we could possibly break a hidden circuit. Who knows? Matches, please. That must be 2 o'clock. Which means we have less than 4 hours.
Why?
Why? Well, unless we get away from here before dawn, our escape route over the rooftop will be useless. In which case, we all shall be caught.
Father, perhaps that I could...
You will be silent. You will sit there and watch quietly. And while you are at it, say a few prayers as well. Move your face.
"41.
15 minutes till dawn.
The torch battery's fading fast.
Christina, my dear, you better leave now. Giovanni and I can manage on our own.
No.
We are almost through.
Then hurry, Father.
You both realize that even with this final cut, an alarm can be set off, huh? Quickly, Giovanni. Ease your way through it. But carefully. Come on. We have very little time left. That's it. Come on. That's the boy. Come on.
Hello? It's me. But I thought you told me last night you were an early riser. Yes, so I thought that we could meet together for breakfast before anyone else is up. Yeah. Okie dokie. See you about 6:30.
To my father, Carlo Lindsay, 25 years ago.
Marmalade, Dory?
Ah, marmalade, she says, at a time like this.
Well, it's brekkie time.
I am well aware of that fact, Flo. I mean, who better, after having just woken up less than half an hour ago after a sleepless night, to find not only Herbert gone, but Junior to boot.
How do you wake up from a sleepless night?
Kindly do not change the subject, Flo. What with the fiasco on the landing last night. And it's obvious to me that Junior has taken it upon himself to go sneaking off at the veritable crack of dawn. And where has he gone? That's what I ask myself.
And what do you answer yourself, Dory?
I answer myself this way, Patterson. He has gone off on a Candlestein jaunt with that Isabella mainstreaming, whatever she chooses to call herself.
Her name is Mainwaring, Dory, only it's pronounced Mannering, and I thought you was a pretty good sort.
A pretty good sort, a pretty whimsy. Oh, she's nothing but an out-and-out gold digger. Plainly after Junior for his money.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would, though. I do have eyes in my face, even if you haven't. Oh, Herbert, well, here you are. And where have you been, pray?
Collecting the garbage, Dory. If you remember, I started to do it 1 o'clock this morning, if you recall.
Yes, Herbert, I do recall. And I also remember expressly forbidding you to do that anymore. I mean, must I remind you yet again, Herbert, we are coming into money.
Yes, $25,000, and I'm not too happy about the way we're coming into it.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it, Herb. We'll be gone by the end of the week, the way Dory's spending it.
Oh, now, Flo Patterson, look, I may have set aside that Point Piper residence just for a while, but there is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that we will very soon be moving out of number 96. Meanwhile...
I'll be collecting the garbage like I've always done. Is that clear, Dory?
Herbert.
Dory? I'm spoken.
But for goodness sakes, what on earth could have got into him?
Oh, it's money, love. Goes to some people's head. You're better off without it.
Now that you're here, you might as well give me a hand with the potatoes.
Cooking's not my job.
Suit yourself.
Look, I might as well come straight to the point.
Straight? You've been here for 10 minutes already.
Yeah, well, it's what's going on between you and Mum. That's what I want to know. Now, what gives?
Nicker, I'll ask you.
And don't give me any friggin' silly answers like that.
Don't give me any friggin' silly questions.
Look, mate, I saw you both last night, and I saw you kiss her goodnight, and I don't like it.
Well, that's easy. Don't kiss her, then.
You know bloody well what I'm talking about. I don't like friggin' kitchen cooks messing about with my mum.
And I don't like a choice of words.
And I don't like your farmyard habits, mate. And stop peeling those bloody potatoes.
Now just watch it, fella.
No, mate, you just watch it.
He's a real shy person too, Mrs. Patch. You wouldn't credit it, would you, a big fella like that?
Nah, Wexmore, you gentle giant.
You've known about it all the time, you crafty little pensioner, you.
No, I haven't, love. Not all the time. Only last week. Well, the poor bugger had to talk to someone, didn't he, eh? And you were hardly talking to him at the time.
Who was responsible for that? Me lovable little boy, Gary.
Yeah, poor old Wet was caught in a high diddle-diddle.
Yeah, poor bugger.
Mrs. Witt, now I don't want you to think I'm sticky-beaking, because I really am. But,
I know how Webb feels about you because he told me, but you never said how you feel about him. How do you feel?
I don't know, Mrs. Pat. I've never even thought about that. Never thought of anyone in that way since Les was killed. I honestly don't know.
Gary's really the fly in the ointment, isn't he?
No, Ducky, no way. Weppo and me have made it quite clear that if anything comes of this, Gary can either like it or lump it.
Oh, just leave my mum alone, mate. That bloody hit me, mate. You leave me and your mother alone, you clown. Truth, you cunt. Look, Thomas, doesn't matter. Get out, mate. Leave me alone. Oh, you flaming clown. Get out of it, will you? Oh, no, Catherine, no. Yes, no, you rat. Oh, right,
Hey, no,
come on, mate. The dirty water.
Your sandwiches, Miss Trent.
Thanks,
Yesterday's bread, I'm afraid.
That's okay. They'll be better than the ones from the sandwich shop near the office.
You will get fat.
Look who's talking. These are our lunch, Stephenson. We have a hard day ahead.
Yeah, unlike some people who don't have to go to school.
It's a holiday.
You know, I don't remember getting all these holidays when I was at school.
Come on, Grandad. See you, Dad.
Bye.
Bye. Giovanni, where have you been? It's nearly 9:30.
I know. I had to go out suddenly.
When Mr. Feather and I got here at 8:30, everything was closed up. And neither you nor Mr. Lindsay were in the flat. Mr. Feather was a bit cross, because he had to go up to the salon this morning. But he asked me to let him know the minute you got back. Shall I go up the road and tell him?
Sure, you go and tell him I'm here now. Okay, Debbie?
Okay, shut up, you go.
Thank God we've made it. I've been waiting up the street till I saw you. What happened?
Well, when we've got separated and the alarm started to ring, I ran up a side road and into a workman's cafe. I sat there over an hour while the police cars were flying past. Then I got a bus up to the park and walked and walked. And you?
Oh, I got away through a back lane. Later on, I could hear the alarm ringing, but by then I was on my way to the apartment. That's where I've been until about half an hour ago. I didn't want to risk ringing up in case...
And my father? Christina, what happened to my father? It's all my fault. I should have stayed with him. He's an old man now, and he...
No, Giovanni, it was right that we split up as we did. In this sort of job, one must look after oneself first. I realize that now.
But my father, he's not young now, no more. And last night he came to save me. And because he cannot run fast like me and you, he...
No, Giovanni, whatever may have happened to Mr. Lindsay, it was only your own safety he was concerned about. Only that. That is why when he read your note last night, he immediately...
No. I'm all to blame.
Ah, good. You have both returned at last.
Father!
Christina. My dear, dear Christina. How can I ever thank you? You are your father's daughter, there's no doubt about it. Now, Giovanni, you will make us some strong coffee. I feel we all deserve it. And then you better start explaining.
Wheel! The old wine bar, all spick and spanners. What's this?
Oh, well, cruise brochures. I've just been down to the steamship company.
Oh, we're going on a cruise then, are we?
Yes, indeed we are, Flo, and the quicker the better. We have simply got to get Junior away from the clutching claws of that dreadful Isabella Mainwaring somehow or other.
You think a cruise will do the trick?
Oh, well, of course it will. I mean, it's a well-known fact that whenever a man of means gets inveigled with a money man fortune hunter, that they send him off on a cruise. I mean, you've seen upstairs, downstairs, haven't you?
What if he doesn't want to go?
Then he will do so over my dead body. I simply will not have Junior cohabitating with that hussy for a moment longer. Those are my final words in the matter.
And then Isabel suggested that we have apple strudel and ice cream.
For breakfast?
Well, by that time it was 9:30. And then we just walked through the botanical garden. Oh, you'll love Isabel, Debbie.
Where is she now?
Well, we had to split up at 11. Otherwise, Stepper-Ma might get suspicious, you see.
Morning, Duckies. You're doing the car deliveries now, Debbie.
Oh, no, Mr. Feather's taking him out in a minute or two.
I was out in the shop. I've got a fairly big order to give him.
No, he's gone up to the cellar for a minute, but I'll serve you, Mrs. Whittaker.
Oh, no, you're too busy, Doris. Giovanni can do it, can't he?
Some hopes. He and his father have been deep in conference for half an hour.
So, Giovanni, you did all these daring robberies just to emulate the Raven?
Because I knew you were the Raven, Father, all those years ago. And I wanted to show you I'm not the ignorant, stupid peasant you think I am. That I'm worthy of being your son.
My boy. My dear, dear Giovanni. I don't know what to say except that I'm ashamed of myself and very proud of you. Not for what you did, mind you, but for the reasons you did it.
I was never going to keep what I had stolen. I intended to return it all.
Oh, which indeed you have done quite adeptly in the case of the Maritza diamond. But what about the Fairmont emerald necklace?
Oh, it's in the shop.
In the shop?
Sure. I hide it on a top shelf.
Oh, then go and fetch it at once. There's a good chap. We must post it back to the Fairmont family as soon as possible.
Sure, Father.
You know, Christina, there's a saying in this country, be sure your sins will find you out.
Excuse me, Mrs. Whittaker. Debbie, what happened to all the delivery boxes that were here?
Oh, I've loaded them into the car. Mr. Feather's about to deliver them now.
Oh, no, he mustn't. He can't. He must stop. Stop, Mr. Feather! Ah, jeez.
What's the matter with everyone today? I'm getting no replies from anywhere.
Miss Trent, we are sober and intelligent solicitors, are we not?
I hope so.
So do I. Because I've just been to get some cigarettes, and guess what I discovered? Today is a public holiday, which explains why Debbie had the day off from school.
Oh, Don, how could we be such fools?
Well, we have been through some pretty traumatic experiences recently, remember?
I'm trying to forget. Well, in view of this fresh evidence, I suggest we adjourn to the flat for a snack lunch and spend the afternoon on the beach.
Oh, I'll be in that.
And who knows, we might well meet up with two charming, attentive, ordinary young men. One for you and one for me.
I'll be in that too.
Because let's face it, Deep Innocent, you and I are well overdue for a nice, simple, uncomplicated love affair. Each.
With you all the way.
What are you looking for?
What? A ring. Giovanni's ring. Must have slipped off his finger.
Nothing in here.
It's not here neither.
Oh, here's a beauty, Doris. How about this one? 24 luxurious days and nights in Tahiti, Tonga, and other pearls of the South Pacific.
Hey, listen to this one. Sail in executive luxury to Hong Kong and Japan. Discover the exotic Orient in 30 days of unparalleled splendor.
Why are you reading these, Auntie?
Shh, dear, Auntie's busy.
Yeah, but why are you looking at all these?
Junior, dear, look, it was very, very thoughtful of you to bring the groceries up. I tell you what, why don't you take the box out to the kitchen and unpack it there? There's a good boy.
Oh, all right, Stepper-Ma.
Because I rely on you two to remain completely ambiguous about the real reason for this cruise. Junior must simply think that it's a little treat to surprise him.
Yeah, well, here's a little treat for you, Dory. Look, 30 days in the New Hebrides, $1,500.
Yes, well, I mean, if it gets over Junior's infatuation with this Isabella woman, I mean, it'll be money well spent. Nip the nettle in the bud and sing away the sting. I've always said that.
Morning.
Morning. Madam has such beautiful hair. It's a pleasure to style. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes, indeed, Roger. Perhaps a tiny more off the side there, just to balance Madam's bone structure. Do you think?
Oh, anything you say, Arnold.
Oh, good.
It's been awful for you, Miss Rhonda.
Oh, well, it was a bit scary, you see. It was after hours and I was here by myself in the salon. And he appeared in the doorway wearing this hood.
And then what happened?
Oh, well, I screamed and screamed like it was going out of style.
And then?
Oh, well, fortunately, it was late night shopping with people about, seeing so...
Rhonda, could you please tidy up around that chair?
Oh, as you can see, I'm busy, honey.
Arnold, could I have a word with you, please?
Oh, yes, certainly.
No idea. Arnold, now don't say I'm being bigoted again, will you? But could you please tell that girl to stop calling me honey in front of the clients? After all, I am the senior here, and it's so unprofessional.
Yes, of course, Zsa Zsa.
Thank you.
That's the earliest we can manage, madam. Good. Right here. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Right. Okay, goodbye. Honey, I thought you'd gone back to the deli.
I had, but there seemed to be some mix-up there over deliveries.
Now admit that it was a good idea of mine to get permission to open on a public holiday. Look, we booked out this Arvo and most of tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. It's most gratifying. But is it necessary, Dudley, for Miss Rhonda to over-dramatise the rape incident as she appears to be doing?
That's why we're getting all this business, love. That's why the old girls are swarming in. They like to live vicariously.
Nevertheless, Dudley, your so-called publicity stunt was strictly against the law. We could be in serious trouble.
Don't go on about it, Arnie. Just count the money and run, eh?
Oh, well, yes, sir. I had better return to the delicatessen and see if things have yet calmed down. I left Giovanni and Mr. Lindsay searching through all the delivery boxes in a highly frenzied state. Here's Giovanni has lost his ring.
In a delivery box? Whoops.
Mean to say you found this in the groceries?
Yes, I was unpacking them and there it was.
Oh, well, that explains it, dear. It's probably a free gift that came with the cornflakes.
Oh, but it's very pretty, though, isn't it?
Junior, dear, look, it is merely green glass and tin. I mean, a child's trinket, a bauble. If only the manufacturers would bring their prices down instead of swamping us with worthless gifts that we... Oh, my goodness.
What is it, stepmama?
No, you keep away, dear. This is not for your eyes. Oh.
All I know is how I feel about you, Norma.
Weppo, Ducky, if you're going to say what I think you're going to say, well...
Don't? Is that what you mean?
Well, not just yet. Not now, anyway. Look, this really isn't the time or the place. We've got to open for the lunches any minute.
I always pick the wrong moment, don't I? Would you settle for a bit of the old barn instead?
All right.
See how she leans, her cheek against her hand? Worry about a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Romeo and Juliet, Act 1.
Mrs. Patterson.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mac. Home for Tucker?
Yes, indeed. I didn't realize the cleaning of the staircase was one of your tasks.
Well, it's not really. It's Dory's. But she's gone a bit toppy ever since she thought she was coming into money.
Oh.
Had a bad day at the TH?
Of course, Mrs. Patterson, but ours not to reason why, ours but to do and die.
Yeah, that's bloody true. Yeah.
Nevertheless, one anticipates with some eagerness the midday hour of grace in the peace and comfort of one's own little nest.
Oh, yeah. Get the old slippers out and stick the feet up, eh?
No one hardly has time in LG to adopt a semi-recumbent posture at lunchtime, Mrs. Patterson. Nevertheless, one strives to be forever utopian.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Tucker, I better get off and get ours on, eh?
Good day to you.
It'll do.
Say, the lunch smells lovely, Faye.
Oh, it's only a casserole. They're fiddling to make, I know, but Bernard enjoys a nice casserole, don't you, dear?
Oh, yes, do I what?
Oh, Bernard, look, you've spilled some of your beer.
Sorry, Pet, I'll get it off.
No, stay where you are. I'll get a cloth. Honestly, Edie, I sometimes wonder how they'd manage without us.
Who?
The men.
Oh, you mean the men who are repapering the living room?
No, I mean men in general.
Oh, they're terrible, aren't they? Do you know I had to wait 3 weeks for them to come, and I told them how important it was for Daddy to have new wallpaper now that he's TC.
I'll get that cloth.
Oh, you won't tell him, will you, Faye? Because it's going to be a surprise.
Come in.
Oh, Daddy, you're back. You saw my note on the door, then?
I would hardly be up here had I not, Mother. We'll get your beer in. Thank you, no. Ah, that can be that. We're having casserole. You've got to wash it down with something.
Edith.
Oh, isn't this nice, dear? And it was Faye's idea, not mine.
What was?
That we eat up here one day, and then the next day we eat in our flat.
Indefinitely, you mean?
Yes, and that means I'll only have to cook every other day.
But surely when the two boys arrive here in...
Oh, the more the merrier. We'll be one big happy family.
Hello, Laura.
Hi, Herb.
Going to the beach.
No, Herb, you're going to the opera.
Will they let you in like that?
We know the manager.
He's quick, isn't he?
See you, Herbie. Where are you parked, love?
Oh, miles away.
Oh, it's okay. We're going mine. I'm just around the...
We made it! G'day!
G'day.
This is Paddington, eh?
Yeah.
Nice pad, too. Where are the folks holed up?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you must be the Chandler's two boys.
So they tell us, but you never know these days. Yeah, I'm Lee Chandler, and in the steam bath there's my brother Grant.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, this is Laura Trent, and I'm Don Finlayson, flat 8. We're next door neighbours of yours.
Glad to know you, Laura. Don?
You've driven down from Queensland, have you?
No, I didn't call it driving. Had to take our time. Oh, the living you. John's a bit temperamental, ain't you, doll? Oh, it seems okay, Lee. I'll let her rest a minute, mate. She'll be right. Where you hit the water around here?
Oh, we were going to Bondi.
That's where the waves are happening, aren't they?
Oh, well, we were going there just for a swim.
Great, come on.
No,
jump
we
in,
do
we'll
have
go.
our own.
No worries, jump in.
Really,
we'll
it's
join
all
you.
right.
Hey, come on, what's that?
Hey,
All
all right,
Southern hospitality we've heard about.
Okay.
How's you doing, bud? Settling down? Give the starlight a bit of tickle, mate.
Well, Miss Trent,
I didn't speak about it too soon, did I?
come again?
I said in the office we might each find ourselves a nice, uncomplicated love affair. Here we are. Which one do you fancy?
That you are joking, I hope.
So, when we hit Noosa, the waves were running like express trains.
We had 3 days out in the swell, and by that time we both had permanent squints, wax rash on our chest and knees, and our legs were red raw from the board rubbing them.
So we thought we ought to split and report to the parents.
Ah, yeah, well, your mother tells me you're both students.
Yeah, one of Mum's little fantasies.
But she has enrolled the two of you for courses.
Yeah, she's got this idea about me going to coaching college so I can get into uni.
Oh, she also said that you will be going to Tech.
Did she now?
What will you be studying at Tech, Lee?
Mum says industrial design.
But you prefer the beach, I take it.
Not the beach sport, the waves out there.
Don't your parents mind?
Well, they don't know it for the book.
You two live next door to us, do you?
Yeah, flat 8.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, well, we're both solicitors.
Hey, we've got a couple of heavies amongst us solicitors. How do you like that, eh?
Oh, I earn a living.
No, that's what you think.
Dissension amongst the heavies. Hey, Bugs, here's our chance to get onto the conversion kick, mate. Divided they fall.
I offer myself to do the conversion.
Hey, you won't, you know. I was the one that found them.
Well, they like me best. You just greened out because they like me best.
Greened out? Me? I haven't got a jealous bone in my body.
You lie! You lie!
I am not jealous! Am I jealous, children? You have insulted your master! You will be eliminated!
No, Master Dalek, no!
Your time has come, you will be eliminated!
No, no!
Yes, yes, your time has come, you will be eliminated!
Anything
You will be eliminated!
Never!
Well, that's the credit cards up to date, Debbie. You might as well take the rest of the afternoon off. It's after all a public holiday.
Oh, no, I like working here, Mr. Feather. And I can come tomorrow, too. We've got an extra day off school. Except I would like to go and see Jane sometime in the morning.
Oh, yes, of course. How is she, by the way?
Well, it sounded fine on the phone and much more cheerful.
Oh, splendid. You might remind Giovanni that his independent activity period is now at an end.
Oh, we don't really need him, do we? He's been awfully depressed all afternoon.
Yes, I fear he failed to find his missing ring.
I don't see how it could have got lost in one of the grocery orders. In any case, I don't remember Giovanni wearing a ring, do you?
Well, now that you mention it, no, I don't. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Evans.
Hi.
Can I get you something?
Oh, not really. I'm just filling in time, more or less. You see, Junior's secretly entertaining Isabel upstairs for tea and coffee while Dorry and Flo at the hairdressers. Oh, they've gone to your salon, by the way, too.
Oh, goodness gracious. I understand we're booked out all day. I hope they made an appointment.
What? To be raped?
It was a bit of a letdown at Cops. The day we got there, the swell dropped. He didn't come back till the day we left.
Do you ever think of anything but surfing?
Sure.
Or what, for instance?
Me. And the way to steer clear of the rat race.
You know, I really admire you kids of the day, the way you do your own thing and live only for yourselves. yeah, I really do.
Why not? We didn't ask to be born, did we? Anyway, you're not so old yourself.
No, older than you.
What's age? Hey, you've got a good body, you know that.
Oh, I've never really thought about it.
Oh, I bet you have.
No, I haven't, honest.
Well, you're a nut then.
Yeah, so I'm a nut.
Hey, Bugs, the swell's up.
Is it?
Yeah, go and look, let's go.
Well, dear Finlayson, what were you saying about how good it'll be to have a nice normal family in number 96?
It's beautiful, Bertie. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, I'm afraid it's not worth anything. It only came with the cornflakes. I thought it was pretty too, only Steppenma said it was only glass and tin.
Well, if it is, it's pretty heavy.
And she threw it into the garbage bin.
And you rescued it for me? How gallant of you. I shall wear it next to my heart, always.
But you're supposed to wear it around your neck.
Oh, Bertie, you are funny. You've got a lovely sense of humour.
Yeah, have some more raisin toast.
Oh, thanks. It's yummy.
Good evening, servants.
Oh, Mr. Mac. Haven't been working today, have you?
Yes, indeed. And beyond my usual hour to boot. I had some TS work to attend to at the TH.
TS?
Top secret. So I took advantage of the public holiday to complete it away from the prying eyes of my subordinates.
Oh, then you'll be looking forward to a quiet evening at home, I expect.
Indeed I shall, Mr. Evans. Indeed I shall.
Olivia Newton-John made it.
Yes, she's a little beauty, aren't you, doll?
Beautifully driven, if I may say so.
You may inspire the clash of that copper's toes.
Hey, your folks are in the wine bar.
The mad boozers.
Come on, let's go and make it a big hellos, eh?
Why not?
Hey, I'll see you soon, huh?
Sure thing. We're next door neighbours, aren't we? I'll be around.
Yeah, that goes for me too. You better make noises like we've just arrived then, eh? See ya.
Well, that's something you can't do in public, yes?
Get off my back, will you?
Two veggies every day.
You saw my note.
Uncle Richard.
Isn't this exciting? The boys are down from Queensland. This is Lee and this is Grant. And dear, you know what? Bernard's going to take us all out for dinner tonight to celebrate.
Beauty, that'll be really good, eh?
You know, I saw it with my own eyes, Flo. That Weppo Smith and Mrs. Norma Whittaker making violent love in the Sunshine Patio in broad daylight. Go on. Yeah, as true as I'm sitting here. Yeah, we can just thank the good Lord that Junior didn't get a look at them. Otherwise, it might have given him ideas about that Jezebel mainlining. Then where would we have been?
Where indeed? Not too hot for you, is it, madam?
What you say, dear?
Not too hot, is it?
Oh, no, dear.
I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Look, we've been busy all day, as you can see. Excuse me.
Oh, what a charming girl. Yes.
Break this up for me, would you, darling? A customer wants to give me a tip.
You wouldn't like to take me out to dinner on it after we close, would you?
Oh, I might be persuaded.
And afterwards we could always go up to flat 6 for a nightcap.
I don't wear them.
I was hoping you'd say that. You, really do the most amazing things to me, you know that?
Darling, just because I didn't get a cab last night.
It's okay. Look, I know I'm only white trash and ever so inferior and all that, but, you know, I think this has been the most amazing night of my life. How about you?
Darling, what if Arnold Feather comes in?
Arnie won't even be up yet. Anyway, this is my flat too, you know. Hey, just had the most burner idea. Why don't you move in here permanently? I mean, you'd be so close to work and everything.
Especially everything.
Come on, at least think about it.
Okay, look, I'll think about it. But we'll have to get Arnold Feather's blessing first. He's my boss, and so are you if it comes to
it. It won't come to that. Me, I'm your Richard Burton, your Eddie Fisher, your Henry Weinberg.
You finished with that cup, Bernard?
Oh, yes, Pet.
Then wash it up, will you, dear, and the teapot? I'm just going to take this into the boys. Open the door for me, will you, dear? Thank you. Oh, you're awake.
Yes, Mum.
Well, how do you feel?
Great. Why?
Oh, well, you both did have rather a lot to drink last night. I only hope your Uncle Reg and your Aunt Edith weren't too shocked.
We didn't say anything wrong, did we?
Oh, no, of course not. Nothing of any consequence anyway. Well, Grant, this morning you have to report to the coaching college. I promised you would the moment you got to Sydney.
Yes,
and
Mum.
you, Lee, have to go to the technical college. You're to see Mr. Selby at 11:30. And I've left the address and how to get there on the kitchen table and your breakfast to keep him warm in the oven.
Thanks, Mum.
Your father and I are catching the 8:30 coach up to old Sydney town. We're going to do some last-minute sightseeing before he starts his new job. I'll see you both later.
See ya.
Have a good day, boys.
Bye.
Poor old Bernie.
I don't know, might get a kick out of the flogging. Hey, listen, you're going to report to that college today?
Ah, my balls. I'm going down the beach with Don Finlayson.
I thought he was a lawyer. I thought he had to work.
He'll come to the beach. Eh?
Do you feel better now, dear?
Mother, these are merely liver salts. They're not a miracle cure. Neither do they have immediate effect.
I can't imagine what could have caused you.
You can't imagine what? Mother, thanks entirely to you. Last night I was subjected to an indigestible Chinese meal with our relations.
Your relations,
No
Daddy.
matter then. Drinks at a pseudo beer garden, followed by 2 hours of endless cacophony at a somewhat dubious discotheque, and you can't imagine what's caused my indisposition.
Well, it was a family celebration, dear. It's the first time...
And the
we've all-
last, Edith. Fond as I am of my sister Faye, she does have a highly organizing nature. She always has. But neither she nor that husband of hers nor those 2 ragamuffin sons will be allowed to disturb the tranquility of our family life.
Oh, dear.
Furthermore, I rely upon you entirely to make the position quite clear to my sister Faye. Is that understood?
Daddy, you haven't even noticed the wallpaper.
What wallpaper?
Ours, dear. It's new. I had it done just for you.
More expense. Oh, Mother.
Morning.
Oh, hi.
Any coffee in the pot?
Yes, a cup for you.
Oh, Tom. What's the order of battle this morning?
Well, I've got to sort out the Assemblycott merger. You know, all that extra business that Henry Dunmore steered our way is very lucrative, but it's certainly a headache.
Yeah. I've got that Stanton brief to work on.
Who'd be a successful law firm?
Hi, neighbours.
Oh, hi.
Well, you ready?
What for?
For the beach, lover.
Well, look, I've got to go to work today.
Oh, you can work any time, and it's a beaut day.
Well, yes, I know that, but...
Come on, keep me company, just for an hour or so, before you go to work.
Okay, why not?
Great, so grab your gear.
Right.
What about you, Dol? What are you doing?
No, thank you. Some of us have to work. Don't go on and on about it, Jaja. If Dudley fancies her, he fancies her. You jealous or something?
No, of course not. Don't be silly. There's been nothing like that between Dudley and me for ages.
Well, what are you beefing about then?
Oh, it's not that I've got anything against Abbas. I haven't. But what would his mother think? What would Aunt Brenda think?
Well, I've never met his Aunt Brenda, but I bet his mother would be too busy making scones to even notice. Oh, morning, Mr. Feather.
Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Jaja.
I'm just getting the bus over to visit Jane. Is that all right?
Yes, of course.
I'll be back before 12, in time for lunchtime rush.
Oh, thank you. I would appreciate that. Giovanni still seems in the most depressed state over the loss of his ring.
I'll give Jane your love, shall I?
Yes, please do.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Arnold,
Yes?
may I have a word with you, please?
Yes, certainly.
It's about Dudley and that Rhonda.
In which case, Jaja, I regret I must demur. I've made my feelings quite clear to you regarding Rhonda. I've no wish to discuss the matter further.
What the hell's going on? Get up, you mug! You okay?
Oh, yes. Oh,
You okay?
yes. Quickly.
Take it easy.
You plan to paint all our woodwork, Ducky. You've got a job for life.
Well, if you won't let me tell you what I want to tell you, love, I've got to keep myself busy, eh? Trust breeds faith.
Oh, Weppo, it's not that I didn't want you to say what I thought you were going to say.
Weppo,
Yeah, what's wrong, love?
has anyone passed down the stairs just now?
What is it, Ducky?
Oh, look, it could only have been in the last 10 seconds. Has anyone come down here?
No, we just come out.
What is it?
I've just been attacked by Paddington rapists. Lee came in and he rushed out. You must have seen someone come down the stairs.
No, Dars, we didn't.
Then that must mean...
That must mean he's still on the building, brother.
And you must be still here, somewhere between the first and the second floor.
Mr. Smith. Oh,
Anybody rushed through here in the last few seconds?
No, we just heard the noise. Now the door to come out and see what it's all
Anybody
about.
been in your flat then?
No, certainly not.
There's no one in there, love. They're going out.
Look, might I ask what is going...
What's the door doing?
Oh, I don't know.
What's all the fuss about?
Where's it?
What is it, Lynn?
I don't know.
What the hell are you doing in here? between the first and the second floor.
Mr. Smith.
Anybody rushed through here in the last few seconds?
No, we just heard a noise. Now, the door come out and see what it's all
Anybody
about.
been in your flat then?
I said not.
Here then.
They're going in there, love. They're gone out.
Look, might I ask what is going?
What's the door doing then?
Oh, I don't know. Where's it?
What the hell are you doing in here?
Well, I might ask the same of you.
Old mate Gazza.
What's going on?
You tell me. How long you been here?
Why, what's it to you?
How long you been here?
15, 20 minutes. Jaja asked me to fix the switch on this lamp. She gave me the key on her way to work. What's all this about?
Our rapist has paid us another visit. He attacked Laura not 5 minutes ago.
Good God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a bit shaken, that's all. Fortunately, Lee heard me screaming.
I reckon he's still in the building because he hasn't been through the downstairs hallway yet. Let's try upstairs. Come on.
But Giovanni, I keep telling you I didn't have a grocery delivery yesterday. Why?
Because I lost the ring on my finger and I was wondering if maybe it fell into your groceries.
No, but I didn't have any
Hey, mate,
groceries.
how long you been up here?
Just a few minutes.
He's lost his ring in the groceries.
Did anyone pass you on the stairs?
No,
I
don't
think
think
they've all
so.
gone to work, Whippo.
What appears to be the trouble, Whittaker?
Mr. Mack, anybody been in your flat in the last few minutes?
Certainly not. I'm about to leave for the chair.
Lee, when he ran out of our flat, he slammed the door, didn't he?
Who did?
Yeah.
So he could have got into your flat, flat 7. Was anyone else home?
No, only me. Come on.
Mother, have you any notion as to what this is all about?
Oh, yes, dear. Giovanni's lost his ring and they're all looking for it.
Yes? Take out the bedroom. We'll
Look at your kitchen.
Right.
Be careful. Look under the bed.
Nothing in there, love.
No, nothing in there. The window's wide open. He must have got out somehow.
So we drew a blank.
Yep.
Must be someone who knows the damn building bloody well.
Mr. Feather, according to this book, you made 7 deliveries yesterday morning, but there's no record of where they went.
Well, not when the customers paid cash, sir, as was the case yesterday.
But nevertheless...
Nevertheless, Mr. Lindsay, and with respect, may I point out to you that your son and Miss Vatari inspected all the boxes most thoroughly before I took them out. In point of actual fact, I was somewhat delayed.
Yes, I
And in
apologize.
the event of Giovanni's ring not being found, I assure you I'm amply covered for any loss incurred by the staff. I simply put in an insurance claim.
Oh, Mr. Feather, that will not be necessary. You see, the ring was not costly, just sentimental value. Giovanni. Oh, Mr. Feather, do you mind if I have a few words with my son? If you can spare him, that is.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Come, Giovanni.
Any trace of it?
No, it's a complete mystery.
Did you search the shop last night?
Sure, as soon as Mr. Feather has left, we
Lower your voice.
look everywhere. The necklace is nowhere to be seen.
Then it must have been stolen.
Yes, but by whom?
Anybody using the shop? A customer? Anybody? The girl was in there for half an hour on her own. Did you question her?
With circumspection, yes, but no. Debbie is absolutely honest. She knows nothing. I'm convinced of that.
Well, then someone else has it. And you may be sure they will be back. Most likely to blackmail us.
Maybe they have sold it already.
No, Giovanni. The Fairmont Emeralds are too well known to be disposed of without the right contacts. No, I think Christina's right. We are all in considerable jeopardy.
Did you, have a good time last night?
I told you yes, thanks.
I've always wanted to go to the Hilton myself.
It's very nice.
Did you go on somewhere after dinner?
Honey, or Miss Jaja, as I'm told you prefer me to call you. Would you come with me for a moment?
Where?
It won't take long. Dudley, Miss Jaja's been fishing for details for 2 hours now about last night. Would you mind telling her where we went after we'd had dinner?
We went back to flat 6, and Rhonda stayed the night.
With you?
She wasn't with Arnie Feather. In fact, she may be moving in permanently.
But she can't.
Why not?
Because she just can't.
Oh, yes, she can, honey. Like this evening. I've just decided.
Rhonda, that's Bona.
It all seems so ridiculous in retrospect. Good morning.
So you've deigned to put in an appearance. Do you realise it's after 12?
Yes?
Well, you have that brief to work on, and Markham's clerk has been on the phone twice already, so where the hell have you been?
Lee and I had to go somewhere.
Look, let's meet for lunch, eh? Lunch?
Yes, why not? I'll see you at the Boulevard Cafe in an hour.
Beauty. But you better tell him where we've really been.
Yeah, and it better be good.
Look, Don, I'm a partner in this firm, not a subordinate. And if you choose to go parading off to the beach with an 18-year-old...
I went for an hour's swim, that's all, and I was back here just after 10. Now, if I'd have known you weren't going to show up till midday, I wouldn't have gone.
Oh, yes, you...
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Look, Don, you've known this boy for less than 24 hours. And already he has only to crack a whip and you jump.
Laura, what I do is entirely my own affair. And anyway, you can't complain after disappearing with Lee for 3 hours.
That's hardly the same thing.
No?
No, and if you really want to know where I've been, I'll tell you.
All right, where?
To the police station.
The police station. Look, Laura, if we are going to share a flat and work together, the sooner we reach an understanding, the better. Now, I am going to get some sandwiches for my lunch, and I suggest you do the same thing.
Couple of sweet cherries, please, Dars.
Wait, what did the police actually say this morning? They must have some sort of a lead on this bloody rapist.
Well, I don't reckon they have, love. See, they never know who's going to strike next, so they don't know what they can do about it, see?
Well, considering he's visited us here twice already, I'd have thought they'd have put some sort of a guard
Well,
on
they
him.
keep an eye on the place, love, but...
What?
Well, the police sergeant told me that it could be someone we know. Someone who can come and go without raising any suspicion.
Well, someone who lives here, you mean?
Possibility, love.
Oh, now the mind really boggles. Still, I suppose I'll be safe enough.
Well, I'm going to make sure you are, dolls. Hey, look, we'll say we knock off a bit early today and go to the beach or something. That's if Gazza comes back in time.
Hey, that'd be real nice, Webb. I haven't been to the beach in years. Can you get tonight's meals ready before we go?
No, it's sweat, love. Gazza comes back, slip a chain around his neck, will you?
Oh, you bet.
Here we go. Couple of sweet cherries.
Thank you, Smith.
Good.
I'm so glad we decided to have lunch down here today, aren't you, Daddy?
We did not decide, Mother, you did. I returned from a harrowing meeting of the worst committee to find you skulking in here.
I wasn't skulking, dear. I was hiding in case I bumped into Faye.
Edith, there can be no future in postponing the evil moment. You made me a certain promise.
I didn't really promise, Daddy.
Nevertheless, it's your duty as a wife and homemaker to make it crystal clear to Faye that we absolutely insist on maintaining our privacy. The longer you delay, the more difficult will become the telling.
Heidi, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, Lee, dear.
Grant, dear. Mind if I join you?
Not at all. Do sit down.
Muchas gracias.
Should you not be attending classes at the coaching college?
Oh, it's not like school, you know. We have a lot of work to do at home.
Oh, in that case, may I offer you some liquid refreshment?
You may indeed, Uncle Reg. Dollar for red?
Judge Smith. Glass of red wine for my nephew, if you please.
Okay, Mr. Mack, but look, no offence, but Grant, would you mind sitting upstairs and putting a shirt on and a pair of shoes or something?
Sure thing. You make you feel happier.
Yeah, would if you don't mind.
Keep the red clock flowing, Uncle Reg. I shall return.
That's $4.20, please.
Oh.
That's okay. Lunch is on me.
Thank you.
I'll just get you change, Mr. N.
Thanks, Debbie.
How now, brown cows? All having lunch, are we?
We've had it, so don't try to bludge. I've already done that.
Would I bludge? My master does me great wrong.
Rise, O slave, do not kneel in my presence. I give thee thy freedom freely.
Great. Let's all go to the beach.
Not for me, thanks. I've got work to do.
Your change, Mr. N.
Thanks, Debbie.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
What about you, doll? What do you do, Miss Alba?
Well, I'm supposed to be working in the shop.
Well, come to the beach instead.
With you, you mean?
No, with I mean. Wait till you see me in my teeny-weeny trunk. She'll sink right into the sand.
Well, I'll have to ask Mr. Feather first.
All right, then. Moving in? To live with Dudley in flat 6?
Yes. I only found out this morning, not half an hour ago.
Well, I do think Dudley might have consulted me first.
Yes, so do I. But don't blame Dudley. It's mainly that girl's fault. And it's nothing to do with her being Aboriginal. I just don't like her, Arnold.
Mr. Feather? Those two boys from upstairs have asked me to go to the beach with them this afternoon. Do you think it'd be right if I went? After the lunches are over.
Why, you certainly may, Debbie.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a ton. Have you met them yet, Shasha? Oh, they're really super to look at. Especially the younger one.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with M.
Emma, my sexy legs.
Wrong. Your hair is
I'm foiled again, 1,000 curses.
Hey, Giovanni, have you seen Christina?
Christina Vetare?
Yeah, I've just come from my flat and she shot through bags and baggage. You
Sure.
seen her?
She's at the back with my father.
So I've packed up everything and got out. I booked myself onto tonight's flight to Rome.
Yes, of course.
You do understand, don't you? I have a peculiar feeling that this entire necklace affair is going to, how do they say, backfire upon us all. And I am here illegally, as you know.
My dear, say no more. I will go straight to my bank and make arrangement for a certain sum of money to put at your disposal.
Ah, there you are. Now, what the bloody hell are you playing at?
Whittaker, these are my
Just
private...
keep out of this, I-tie. Now, where do you think you're going?
Back to Italy.
Oh, no, you're not. Now, I want you here. Damn it, I'm in love with you.
But I'm not in love with you, Gary. I never have been. Yes, I have used you for my own ends, and I apologize for that. But I'm certainly not in love with you. And I'm going home to Milano.
Oh, no, you're not. With the guy I want. Look, get lost, will you? Look, you won't go. I bloody well won't let you go. You're staying here with me, Christina. Oh!
And now I would be obliged if you left my flat.
Sorry.
That's okay, love.
Well, why didn't you tell me what happened this morning? I mean, the real reason you were late.
Well, I tried, but you weren't in the mood for listening. How did you find out?
Well, the police rang me at lunchtime. As landlord, they had to inform me of the action they intend to take. Poor love, it must have been terrifying for you.
Oh, at the time it was. Afterwards at the police station, it struck me as rather funny, having to try to describe a man wearing a ridiculous hood.
Yeah, and I had to fly off the handle. I'm really sorry.
I deserved that. I shouldn't have gone on about Grunch. It's none of my business.
Look, Laura, I'm not trying to make Grunch, you know. I mean, not in that way. I'm not scheming to have an affair with you.
You don't have to explain yourself.
Yes, I do, because it isn't like that at all. I just enjoy his company, that's all.
Really?
Really.
Then I'm glad. Because I hate to see you hurt.
Never been kissed like that before.
No.
Well, better make up for lost time then, eh?
Ought we to? I mean, with all these people around.
Give them a thrill. That's what beaches are for.
The prisoner will not kiss the Fräulein. The Führer has verboten.
And if I choose not to obey the Führer, Herr Kapitän?
They have ways of making you obey. Weiser! And the Fräulein will not love either. Otherwise, the Gestapo will pay you a visit tonight.
Oh, no, not this.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, here comes Harper number 96.
Hey, look, there's young Debbie and the Chandler boys.
Truth, love, they don't want to see us.
Well, we better say hello at least, otherwise they'll think we're being rude.
Oh. Hello, it's a fab afternoon, isn't it, Mrs. Whittaker?
It certainly is, Ducky. That's why Weppo and me decided to bring her afternoon tea.
Hey, the surf's up at Tamarama. Where's that? Come on, let's go.
Hey, wait for me! Bye.
Oh, don't look now. I think the ring of confidence has slipped.
Don't worry, love. We're better off without him. You sit yourself down. There you go.
This has always been one of my favourite beaches. Esme used to come here quite often. Years ago, of course.
Yeah, you think about him a lot, don't you, Norma?
Yeah, I do, Ducky. Not in a sad way. Not anymore. But Les and me had 25 years of, what would you call it, chaotic happiness. You don't forget that in a hurry.
No, I don't suppose you do, though.
Oh, come on, unpack the tucking. I'm getting quite peckish.
Okay.
But, Mr. Lindsay, there must be more than $10,000 here.
10,500.
But I cannot accept.
Oh, please, my dear. I want you to have it. You and I, we've had our misunderstandings at times, and in spite of the agreement I've always had with your father, I feel I owe it to you both.
But I never
Please,
want...
please, put it away in your case. Hmm? Now, we shall have some tea. There are nearly 4 hours to go until your plane departs, yes?
There are 2 men in the shop.
Yes?
They are making inquiries about Christina Vettare. They say they are from the immigration department.
Immigration?
Is Mr. Fed out there?
No, he's gone to the wholesalers.
Oh, quickly. Take the suitcases, Giovanni, and hide them in the bedroom. Good boy. Hurry. You, Christina, you leave through this door.
But supposing...
No, please, no argument. We have no time. And stay well away from here for at least an hour. And then ring me on this phone before returning. Off you go. Well, Giovanni, what are you waiting for? Show the gentleman in.
I didn't know you were interested in rock concerts.
Well, I like all kinds of music, and it so happens I have 2 tickets to the Horden Pavilion tonight, and I thought you might be interested.
Judy, love to come.
Oh, great.
What time?
Well, it's 10 to 7 now. What's that, in about 15 minutes?
Be there.
Hi again. I've brought up your mother's groceries.
Gee, what you trying to do? Fatten us up for Christmas.
Mr. Feather, sorry they're late, but we've had a few problems and
No hassle. The parents are still out digging up the ruins of old Sydney town.
That was a beautiful afternoon, Grant. I had a fab time.
Great.
Maybe we could do it again sometime.
Just say the word.
Tomorrow, perhaps?
Sure.
Will Lee be coming too?
No, We'll ditch him this time. Just you and I together, naked and unashamed. Hey, watch. Going my way, sailor?
So I'm sorry for what I said this afternoon. At least for saying it so bluntly.
Why don't you apologize for your aggressive lover while you're at it?
Carlo Lenzi is not my lover. He has been a very good friend to me, that's all. Gary, given other circumstances, things might have been different. I might have come to love you, who knows? But I have to leave on tonight's plane for Italy. Now it is more important than ever.
Why don't you wait a few days, a week or
I
something?
cannot. You see, I have no right to be in this country. I am an illegal immigrant.
Illegal immigrant?
Good evening, one and all.
So you decided to put in an appearance, did you?
That's right, Ducky, just like you eventually decided to put in an appearance at lunchtime. Oh, we've had a bonzeravo, haven't we, Weppo?
Ah, it's really great, love. I'd better be out the kitchen and get things organised.
Yeah, too right you bloody had.
Oh, come on, Gary, don't be narky. It's only 6:10. Anyway, it's as quiet as a Quaker's wedding in here.
Goodbye, Gary. I'll write and explain.
Look, Christina...
She gone off somewhere?
Yeah.
You ought to know too.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I won't ask where. From now on, dear Finlayson, we are going to leave our separate lives.
Just as you say, Miss Trent.
On the dot, as you see.
Come on in, I'll get you a drink.
Great. Hi, Laura.
Scotch okay? Fine. Well, we better not leave it too late. Parking can be a bit of a hassle at these concerts.
Anything you say, dear Donald, I'm in your hands entirely.
Right. There we are.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here?
For your information, Keyhole Kate, I've been invited to dinner by a certain party.
What is the world coming to?
Hi, Lee. I went to T6. Go on, could you get me a drink?
Sure. And whither are you bound, Bugs?
Concert Hall and Fab.
That's really.
2, right. Say, why don't you two come with us, Hugh and Laura?
That's an idea, isn't it?
Yeah, then we can all go for a gobble afterwards.
Well, look, I've only got 2 tickets.
No hassle.
And I'm pretty sure they're booked out.
Put your faith in us, dear Donald.
We're past master to get into rock concerts.
Laura! I'd like to come to the rock concert tonight. We're going to have dinner later.
Yeah, sure, I'm easy.
Great, then it's all arranged.
Yeah. Great.
Ah, dinner.
Yes, dear.
Edith, I agree that candlelight can be somewhat romantic, but I can barely see what I'm eating.
Chicken, Daddy.
Oh.
Oh, I think it needs more salt and pepper, dear.
Edith, why are you whispering?
Well, you see, dear, they said yesterday that she and Bernard might come down and join us tonight. So I thought, if they thought we weren't here, then they wouldn't.
Mother, this is ridiculous. Am I to be a fugitive in my own home, simply because you haven't had the courage to tell Faye what you should have told her days ago?
Oh, that'll be them now.
Well, then I intend to settle this myself once and for all.
No, Daddy, they might be offended.
Faye, Bernard, I don't wish to appearance.
Your grocery order, Mr. MacDonald. I'm sorry it's a bit late.
Oh, thank you, Debbie.
But when you looked into the salon this afternoon, didn't you say anything at all to them about it?
There wasn't an opportunity. Rhonda was extremely busy. Even Dudley was helping with the shampoos.
The whole thing's impossible. As soon as we finished this afternoon, he went off with her to help her pack. I'll be arriving here with the stuff any moment.
I realise that, Shah Jaha, and I intend to say something as soon as they arrive.
Here they are.
Then kindly leave me to handle this in my own way.
Well, here we are, home sweet home. Oh, and you're all in. How about
Dudley, would you put the cases down?
Yeah, I'll just
no,
pop them in.
please, put them down. Rhonda, this is somewhat embarrassing for me. I do hope you won't take offence, or feel in any way that it's to do with... I'm given to understand, Dudley, that you've invited Rhonda to share this flat with us.
Yeah, that's right,
Then
love.
don't you think, if only for the sake of courtesy, you might have informed me first?
Dudley, I thought you told me.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, Arnie, but it all happened so suddenly, and we were so busy that
Nevertheless, before taking such a step, I do feel that the three of us should first have talked the matter over in some depth. You see, there could be certain disadvantages, certain inconveniences, certain difficulties.
Oh, why does everyone have to spare her feelings? Why don't you just tell her the truth? We don't want you here because we don't want any bongs in the place, that's why.
Rhonda, we shall be delighted for you to move into this flat. Both Dudley and I will be more than happy to share our home.
Thank you, Mr. Freddie. I warn you, Arnold. I warn you. If she moves into this flat with Dudley, then I finish at the hairdressing salon. I finish.
If that's your decision, Shah Jaha, you must abide by it.
Hi, Dax.
Hello.
What, you got more dinner orders? Or what?
No, it's like a graveyard out there tonight. Gary's acting like a bear with a sore head. I can't work out if it's because we was late back or if he's really cut up about Christina shooting through. Oh, that was a beautiful afternoon, though, wasn't it, eh?
Yeah, except...
Except what?
Oh, except I didn't have a chance to ask you what I want to ask you, Norma. Oh, look, Norma, I know you love your husband very much. He sounds like a wonderful person. I know no one can take his place in your heart. I just wonder if you do me the very great honour of becoming my wife.
Oh, nothing but guns and violence on TV these days. Why can't they make their programs true to life?
I know.
Oh, well, really, will you look at that?
What's that?
Lee and Grant. They've left the settee littered with their things. Well, I'm going to write them a note, and they can tidy up when they get back from evening classes. You really must speak to them about being tidy, Bernard. Has to come from you. They won't take any notice of me.
Yeah, right.
Well, I vote we pop down and see Reg and Edie tonight. Might as well be sociable, seeing we're neighbours.
Not so sure, Faye. We've been with them every night since we arrived. Shouldn't we give them a rest?
Oh, just as you say, Bernard. I only thought a game of mahjong would be pleasant, but... oh, well, doesn't matter.
Well, it's not that I mind going down, Pet.
Oh, good, then that's settled then. Well, you have your beer and I'll put my face on. And you can get out the mahjong set. It's the bottom cupboard under the bar.
Well, Daddy, that's the washing up finished. I suppose I better go up and see Bernard and Faye and get it over with.
Just as well, Mother. There's no time like the present. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
Yes, dear, but I do wish you'd come with me. I'm sure to get stuck for words.
Edith, I have a great deal of preparation to do for tomorrow's meeting. The Works Committee is in dire trouble with effluent flow in the southeast sector.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that, dear.
So shall we all be if the trouble worsens?
Oh, Daddy, couldn't you spare 10 minutes to come up with me?
Very well, I suppose I shall have to, if only to state our case to Faye in unequivocal terms. Goodness me, it's not as if I'm suggesting we sever contact with them altogether. It's just that I know my sister Faye, and if she had her way, we'd be each other's beck and call day and night.
Perhaps it's just a stage she's going through after moving into a new place.
Well, what a coincidence. I was only saying to Bernard that we haven't seen anything of Reg and Edie all day. We went up to old Sydney town, you see. So here we are on our way down to say hello, and you're on your way up. Great minds think alike.
Faye, Edith and I have been having a little chat regarding our domestic arrangements.
Oh, Reg,
and...
I do think it's wonderful when husband and wife can talk things over. It's when they stop communicating that things go wrong. Bernard and I always talk things over, don't we, dear?
My word.
Well, what shall we do with ourselves tonight? It's only a thought, but Bernard and I rather fancied a game of mahjong. Any takers?
To tell the truth.
Oh, well, do say if you'd rather not.
Oh, I love mahjong. The last time I played was with the Banksia and Gumnut Committee when I was a lady alderman.
Well, if we're going to make an evening of it, I'll just nip over to the pub and get half a dozen of the best.
Good idea.
Won't be long.
Mahjong it is, then.
Oh, goody.
Right. Yes, well, now, I've dealt all 4 hands. Yeah.
Well, why don't we just deal 3 hands and have a proper game?
Because bridge is always played with partners, Flo. I mean, that's a well-known fact.
Well, who's my partner? The Invisible Man.
Now, there's no call to be facetious, Flo Patterson. Look, must I repeat ad infinity? This is merely a demonstration game so that you and Herbert can familiarise yourself with the rules.
Well, that's a big bridge we learned, Dory.
Yes, Herbert, it must. Because bridge is the favourite pastime of the jet-set travellers, of whom we will shortly become a member when we leave on our world cruise.
I'm not too sure about that. Don't think I want to go traipsing off around the world.
Oh, well, you can suit yourself, of course, Flo. But I mean, Herbert and I have got a clear duty to remove Junior from the clutches of that gold-digging Jezebel, that Isabella Mainlining, whatever she chooses to call herself.
Well, if you lash out on this cruise, there's not going to be much gold left to dig, is there? Anyway, I think Herb and Junior should decide what to do with the money. They're the ones inheriting it.
Yeah. What if I don't want to go on a world cruise, Dory?
Oh, well, really, Herbert, what you want's quite a revel. And I mean, there are times in one's life when one cannot do everything that one would wish. I mean, when one has to place one's duty before anything else, and this is one of those times.
All right, Dory, all right, Dory. Point taken.
Oh, right.
Come on, Dory, let's get on with the game.
My sentiments exactly. Now, the player on the declarer's left leads. Oh, that's you, Fat.
Well, why should you be the declarer? Don't we have to bid or something?
No, well, the declarer is the same as the dealer, Flo. I mean, that's a well-known fact.
But it can't be. We've got to bid on our hands.
You're being augmentative. Now, allow me to know what is what when it comes to playing bridge. Herbert, you're the dummy.
Eh?
Well, there's no need to be insulting.
Oh, for goodness sake, look, for your information, both of you, the partner to the declarer is always the dummy. I mean, anybody with any saver theory of the game knows that. Now, Herbert, you've got to put your entire hand down on the table face upwards.
What?
But please, Herbert, will you do as you're told? The dummy always does that.
Oh, no wonder it's called the dummy, exposing his hand to everybody. You could imagine it.
Herbert, face upwards. Right. Now, shall we proceed?
Well, we did it, Father.
Yes, just one step ahead of the immigration authorities, but we did it. I'm glad we helped her escape. She's a rogue like her father was, but likable as he.
Yes, and it was sad to say goodbye.
Yes.
There's only one thing which puzzles me now, Father.
What's that?
I would like what the real Cristina Vetare would look like. If I was to meet her, I might still fall in love and get married.
Well, that's assuming you remain free long enough to marry anyone.
What do you mean?
Well, lovable adventurers may be out of danger, but you and I are not, until the necklace is found and returned to its rightful owners. Oh, Giovanni, really, you could at least take the precaution of closing the door behind you. Anyone passing by could overhear this.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Lindsay. This is Mr. Lindsay, Isabel. This is my friend, Miss Isabel Mannering.
How do you do?
Well, come on now, Isabel. Good night, Mr. Lindsay.
Good night. Good night. What's up, buddy? Giovanni, you won't believe that. I've just seen the Fairmont Emeralds.
Oh, no, for goodness sakes, I did say that spades were trumps.
That's not true, Dory. I distinctly heard you say hearts.
Oh, look, why would I say hearts were trumps when I meant spades? I mean, it's not as if I have a speech impediment. I mean, you'll back me up on that, won't you, Herbert?
Oh, don't ask me, Dory. I wouldn't know. I'm just the dummy.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Hello. We've had a wonderful evening. We've been to Disney on Parade.
Marvellous show. Smashing song.
And we had shock wedges at intervals.
Junior dear, don't you think it was high time you said goodnight to Miss Mainwaring and took yourself up to bed?
You'll be getting dark circles under your eyes if you keep having these late nights.
Oh, no, I couldn't go to bed yet. I'm feeling much too excited. What are you playing there? Is it Snap?
No, Junior dear, it is not. For your information, until you and your friend came in, we were involved in a nice, quiet little game of bridge.
Bridge? Oh, goody. My favourite game. What's trumps?
You got nowhere with her, Arnie?
I fear not, Dudley. If the walls of Flat 4 could talk, they would bear witness to the fact that I spent a full hour practicing gentle persuasion upon Zsa. She is still adamant. She refuses to return to work for us.
Perhaps you've changed your mind by morning.
I very much doubt it. I began by reasoning with her and finished pleading with her, all to no avail.
Just because I invited Rhonda to move in with us. Heavens to Betsy. Anyone would think she was jealous or something. You see, Zsa and I were very close for a while, if you know.
Yeah, I gathered that, Dudley. But it's not jealousy. We all know that Zsa's feelings about me are something else.
Silly sausage. How can anyone of our generation be so narrow-minded?
Zsa's just a simple country girl. She's used to seeing the blacks kept in their place.
If I may be so bold, our immediate problem is not Zsa Gibson's state of mind, but the predicament created vis-a-vis the salon as a result of losing her from the staff.
Yeah, now we're without a fully qualified hairstylist.
Oh, there must be a lot of hairdressers around.
Sure, but good ones are hard to come by.
Well, where do we go from there?
Nowhere, I'm afraid. As matters stand, we've got no alternative but to close the salon until we can solve our staff problems.
What lousy luck. From all the delivery boxes, I had to drop the necklace in the Evanses. At least I suppose that's what happened.
I can't think of any other explanation. One must assume that Junior found it and gave it to his lady friend.
I can't believe it. There she is walking around with tens of thousands of dollars hanging around her neck.
Well, quite obviously, neither of them has the slightest idea of the necklace's true worth.
Thank goodness for that. Otherwise, they might have tried returning it back for the reward.
Yes.
Father, we've got to get it back.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, here it is. A Fairmont emerald necklace. I knew I would find it in here.
I know that's it, all right, but how does that help us?
Oh, it helps us a great deal. Now, let me think, Giovanni. Yes. Our strategy is clear. Now, you, Giovanni, will invite Mr. Winthrop and his lady friend to dinner tonight. Advise them that the dress will be formal. Now, I, meanwhile, will be visiting a jeweler friend of mine. Fortunately for us, Norman is an exquisite craftsman and quite capable of working from an illustration.
Well, I very much regret the inconvenience, Mrs. Sterling. Oh, I hope that Zsa will be fully recovered in a couple of days. Yes, well, thank you very much. Goodbye. Well, I better start cancelling the whole day's appointments, I suppose.
Maybe Zsa will turn up.
I doubt it. Oh, wouldn't it make you cry yourself a river? Look, a full appointments book and we can't even open the doors.
It's an awful shame.
There's nothing else for it. I'm going to have to phone every one of these hard-won clients and tell them the sad, sad news. Any luck?
I regret not. Zsa's not even at home. According to Debbie, she's gone out for the day.
Leaving no indication where, I suppose.
Not even a phone number.
She's done it deliberately, of course, to keep out of our way.
Well, I would imagine so, yes.
There's something I ought to tell you, too.
Well, if it's about quitting, love, we quite understand. You get a fortnight's pay, of course, but we know we can't guarantee we'll stay in business.
Naturally, you want a position with some security.
Now, listen a moment. It's nothing of the sort I don't want to quit. Quite the opposite. Now, your problem is you don't have a fully qualified hairstylist on the staff, right?
Right.
Well, in fact, you do. I'm qualified. I passed my apprenticeship last year. Passed it with honours.
Are you kidding us?
No, look, you can see my diploma any time you like.
If I'm ever so bold, why didn't you inform us of your qualifications earlier?
Why have you been working all this time as an assistant to Zsa?
Well, I needed the job badly, and I hated it at Fresh Hair. And when you interviewed me, you told me you already had a head stylist on the staff and could only afford a general dog's body. So I took it on.
Well, dog's body you shall be no longer. What do you say, Arnie?
Oh, absolutely, Dudley. I couldn't agree more. Miss Rhonda, will you accept the position of head hairstylist at the Continental Salon?
Gentlemen, the answer is yes.
Subsidence reports. Effluent flow figures. Yes, all the papers seem to be here, Mother. Now, don't forget to speak to Faye. I expect that little matter resolved by my return.
Oh, I'll tell you if I have a chance.
Don't rely on chance, Edith. Go and see her. State your case firmly and openly.
Don't go on to me about it, Daddy. You had plenty of chance to tell Faye all that last night, and all you did was invite her in to play mahjong.
It was you who expressed pleasure and delight at the prospect of the game. After that, it would have been churlish for me to oppose the suggestion. Well, I must away. Time and tide.
Bye, dear.
Bye.
Oh, Reg, I'm glad I caught you.
Oh, morning, Bernard.
Morning, Edie.
Morning, Bernard, dear.
Well, I just wanted to apologise for us staying on so late last night and keeping you both up. Well, it's not so bad for me. I don't start my new job yet. I've got 5 more days of sleeping in, but you're a working man.
Oh, I must confess that normally I subscribe to the old adage, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise.
Oh, with you all the way, Reg. When I start my new job with McCabe Constructions, that'll be my motto, too.
Well, I must away, if you'll excuse me. Duty calls.
Well, I feel really bad about it, Edie. I tried to warn Faye off last night, but she's a great one for getting her own way. Well, not to worry. I'll have a yarn with her and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Oh, goody, because if you're going to, then I don't need to.
There you are, Mr. Burke. Take the time, love. I don't agree with you, Dory. I don't think there's any harm in it.
That is because you didn't see with your eyes what I saw, Fly Patterson, namely passionate hand-kissing on the Sunshine Patio by Whippo Smith, the hand in question belonging to Norma Whittaker. And that was over 2 days ago. I mean, goodness only knows what they're doing by now.
No, don't knock it, love. If Whippo likes her and she likes him, what's the harm in it? I think it's bonza. Mrs. Witt's due for a bit of happiness, you know.
Yes, well, what I saw, Fly, was not happiness, but shameless hanky-panky. I mean, one has simply got to call a spade a spade. I've always said that.
Well, you didn't do that last night when we were playing bridge, did you? You kept forgetting what was trumps.
Oh, and can you blame me? I mean, with Junior and that woman chattering endlessly.
Well, I'll say this for her. She's helped bring him out, you know. He makes sense now.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Flo, that is a mere fragment of your imagination. Why, that woman is just a fortune-mad hunter of the very worst... Why, Junior, well, for goodness sake, where are you going off to this hour of the morning?
Well, I have an appointment in the city, stepmama.
Oh, must be someone special, eh? Look at you all dolled up in your best studs.
Yes, and you wouldn't have to have 3 guesses to know with whom the appointment is with.
Well, I'll be out most of the day, so don't expect me back for lunch. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
That settles it. We simply have to get Junior away from that dreadful woman. I am going straight down to the steamship company to book 4 berths on the first available cruise.
Yeah, well, don't book one for me.
Yeah, well,
Count me out.
I've got no time to argue with you, Florence. If you've got to get down to the steamship company, Herbert, you can get in and get your jacket on,
Aye.
please. Well, I want you to follow Junior. I want you to follow both of them. Tell me everything they do and just how much money he spends on that Jezebel.
Oh, fair go, Dora. I was looking forward to stopping home and having a nice, quiet evening at home.
Yes, well, you can have a nice, quiet evening and relax as much as you like, Herbert, on the poop deck. If and when we ever get onto that steamship. Oh, honestly, Flo, the things one has to do to keep a fortune in the family.
Here we are, Junior.
Giovanni.
Tell me, Junior, you are seeing that nice lady friend of yours again today? The one you went out with last night?
Oh, yes, I'm going to meet her here, and then we're going to have the whole day together.
My father thinks she's a most charming lady.
Good morning, Bertie.
Oh, hello, Isabel. Would you care for some coffee and some strudel?
Lovely. Junior, aren't you going to introduce me?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Miss Isabel Mannering.
Giovanni Lenzi is my name. I am delighted to make your acquaintance. My father greeted you in passing last night.
Yes, I remember.
As a matter of fact, my father and I believe in getting to know our customers socially. We will be most happy if you will both dine with us this evening. That is, if you are not otherwise engaged.
Oh, no, that's a beaut idea. Can we go, Isabel?
Oh, yes, I'd like to.
Dress will be formal, of course. My father likes to do things properly.
What will I wear, Bertie?
Miss Mannering, just for me, may I make a request?
Of course.
Will you wear what you were wearing last night? My father talked of nothing all morning, but how beautiful you looked. And your gown, he said, mwah, it was bellissima.
Oh, did he think so? Well, it was only off the hook at the January sales.
It suited very much the necklace you were wearing.
Fancy him noticing, Bertie.
So you will come dressed exactly as you were last night?
Yes, if you want me to.
Great. I'll get you a coffee and strudel.
Isn't it nice of Mr. Lindsay to ask us, Bertie?
Yes, well, I think I'll be on the lookout, though, for those continental tricks of his, Isabel. I'm not going to have him stealing you away from me now that I've just found you.
Isn't it lovely to think we've got the whole day together?
There we are. That should hold now.
It will if it's treated properly. The boys have a bad habit of tilting back on chairs. Nothing could stand up to that.
Good morning, Faye. I found this in our letterboxes for Bernard from Queensland.
Thanks, Edie.
We were just about to make a pot of tea.
Oh, that'd be nice. How are the boys?
Oh, settling down to their studies, I'm glad to say. It was Lee's first time at Tech last night. And Grant likes the coaching college. Oh, I hope he passes his entrance exam. It'd be so nice to have at least one scholar in the family.
God, that's torn.
Bernard, what's wrong?
This telegram. Sent to our Queensland address and forwarded on by ordinary mail. Bloody post office.
What is it? What's it say? Due to retrenchments, regret the Sydney position is no longer open. Please cancel all previous plans.
Well, good night, Mrs. DeVere.
Good night, Papi.
Well, Rhonda, there goes the last of umpteen satisfied customers.
A triumphant beginning. I think the heartiest congratulations are the order of the day.
Thanks very much. You've both been sweet.
And having seen samples of your work, I can state categorically that you leave Zsa Zsa in the shade.
Dudley, you're exaggerating. Zsa Zsa could teach me a thing or two. To tell the truth, I feel badly about her leaving.
Oh, what nonsense you speak. If Zsa Zsa chooses to behave like something out of Birth of a Nation, that's her lookout.
Birth of a Nation?
Hollywood's first big epic film. It was made by the father of the movies, D.W. Griffith. Didn't you see it? It was ever so... Well, it was ever so embarrassing, actually. Ku Klux Klan to the rescue and all that. Mind you, that was all in 1914 BSP.
BSP?
Before Sidney Poitier.
Oh, I see. Very good. Dudley is something of an authority on the cinema.
So I've noticed.
Not that it'll do me much good in this business. Anyway, I must be off. I've got to go and see those PR people who let us down so badly.
Yes, well, I shall cheerfully leave that matter in your hands, Dudley. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must repair immediately to the delicatessen and relieve poor Giovanni. He and his father are entertaining this evening.
Which is exactly what Rhonda and I plan to be doing when I get back. Entertaining, eh? But very entertaining.
I'm sorry, Mr. Finlayson, but Grant couldn't possibly go out tonight. He has to study. Well, you do realize he's cramming for his university entrance, don't you?
Come in.
Oh, good evening. I saw Edith's note.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so sorry your tea isn't ready.
So am I, Mother. Exceedingly sorry. For a man to
Oh,
return
but there's a
home
very
and find...
good reason. You see, dear, I had to come up here to be with Faye and Bernard because this morning they got the most awful news.
Yes.
Bernard's out of a job.
But, Scott, is that true, Bernard?
Right, so I went round to McCabe Construction Office and spent all afternoon waiting to see the general manager, and...
It's hopeless, Reg. The building industry's hit rock bottom. They're laying people off by the hundreds. But I told Bernard not to take it too badly. Well, knowing your influence, I was sure you could find something for him on the council, if only to tide us over. McDonald's to the rescue, eh?
$500 is a lot of money to part out with, Doris.
Yes, well, that's what the steamship company wanted, Flo, to reserve the berths. Anyway, the deed's done now, and we leave for foreign parts in a little less than a month. So you'll simply just have to make up your mind one way or the other. Well, Sherlock Holmes himself. Well, Herbert, come along now. I want a full report on Herbert, is that alcohol I detect on your breath?
Yes, I've had a few. I met an old mate of mine. But that was after I followed Isabella Junior, fair dinkum it was. I tailed them out the day, then I lost them. Oh, I just don't know where they are.
Well, for your information, Herbert, Junior came home more than 1 hour ago. He then changed into his finery, and the both of them have gone off to dinner with, of all people, Carlo Lindsay. So much for your sleuthing. It would seem that Flo and I know far more about Junior's movements than you do.
Yes, it's pretty, isn't it? Bertie gave it to me as a present, didn't you, dear?
Yes, but I'm afraid it's only a trinket. It came with the cornflakes.
You know something? It's the most amazing thing. I have a piece of jewelry that could be the identical twin to this one. Belonged to my late wife, you know. Would you mind if we compared them, just for interest's sake?
No, of course not. That'd be fun, wouldn't it, Bertie?
Yes, then we could see who could tell them apart.
Right. There's not much monetary value in this one either. I keep it only for sentimental reasons, you know. Oh, Giovanni, Miss Mannering and Mr. Winthrop may care for another glass of wine? Why don't you open a new bottle? Perhaps some Chianti?
Yes, of course, Father. Good idea.
Good. Now, here we are.
My
How about
goodness
that?
me, you're right. They are alike. Look, Bertie. Which is Tweedledum and which is Tweedledee?
Yeah. Giovanni, the wine, please.
Oh, yes. This is a typical Italian wine I would like you to try. It is called Chianti. It comes in bottles like this because so you can hang it on the wall. People in Italy love it, you see. They have it for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, whole times of the day. And now I will open it.
Good, yes. And I will now return Tweedledum to you, Miss Mannering, and put Tweedledee back into its box.
Rhonda? Goodness me, you mustn't upset yourself like this. It's not your fault Zsa Zsa left. Surely it isn't.
I feel so rotten. Such a cheat.
Why? You've nothing to be ashamed of.
I have to see I'm laugh by moving in here.
But Dudley invited you to.
But Dudley loves me, but I don't love him. It's you I love, Arnold. I moved in here to be near you.